Hi.
Hello, this is a short little sequence. I'm going to use Tatum here as my model, and a short little sequence for people who sit a lot. So it's going to kind of stretch out the front body and turn the back body on, and just a really short class. So start on all fours, your hands and your knees.
Oh, all right.
Good. And then just start by doing a few cat-cow movements. So inhale and arch your back, like a cat position, and then exhale and round your back and even pull your belly in some on the cat. And then inhale, cow, and you just move back and forth on your own for a moment. Good. Now next time you come into the cat position, what I want you to do is pull your low belly right below your navel. Pull that in and up some. See if you can pull it in and up, even in a way that your neck feels a little bit longer. Beautiful. And then come back to neutral. And then lift your knees up off the floor and press back to downward facing dog. And then you can walk one heel out and the other heel out just to stretch your calves and get your hips moving side to side, flowing side to side a little bit. Good. Now step your left foot forward and put your right knee down on the floor. Now walk your hands to the inside of the left leg. Yep. And then for Tatum, she needs to walk the right knee back further, and that might be the case for you as well. So you walk your right knee back. Now bend your left knee to the point. Bend your left knee to the point that you stretch the front of the right hip a little bit. Perfect. Good. And now even sway the hips a little bit side to side to explore the front of the hip. Good. Now start to turn your left foot out to the left, and even your right foot out to the left a little bit, so you can roll towards the outside of the right hip. Yeah, like that. So you even explore the outside of the hip a little bit. Perfect. Now begin to come back to neutral and straighten your left leg for a moment. And then point and flex your left foot a few times. Good. Good. Now please bend your left knee and then do downward facing dog. Good. Step your other foot forward. That'd be your right foot forward. Left knee will be on the floor. Now Tatum will walk her hands to the inside of the right leg and then bend the right knee deep enough that she gets a little stretch to the front of the left hip. And she might even kind of sway her hips side to side a little bit. Now as you kind of sway, and if you're one of those people that feel the front of the left hips lengthen some, then pull your low belly in and up like you did in a cat pose earlier. Yeah, good. That is going to want to make the breath kind of stop a little bit, but keep the breath flowing. Now roll to the outside of the left leg and even turn your right leg to the right some. So you can more explore the outside of the left hip. Perfect. Then come back to center, and as you come back to center, straighten the right leg and then flex and point the right foot some. Good. Then bend your left knee, please, and go back to downward facing dog. And then again, walk your heels out, sway your hips side to side some, and get really soft and kind of flowy. Perfect. Then come all the way onto your belly, and then prop yourself up on your left form and hold your right foot. So you'll be a little bit of a thigh stretch. Perfect. Good, and then release the foot, and then she can switch sides. You can switch sides. Now keep your breath flowing. Good, then exhale and come all the way down. Now lie on your belly for a moment. You can put your hands in front of your forehead like that, or you can turn your head to one side. And if it's not comfortable, you can do a child's pose. And then breathe into your back as if someone put their hand right in the middle or even the low back. And you would breathe all the way down into the back to see if you can really feel the back move. As the back moves up and down, let there be, even though the breath is deep, let there be an ease to it. Excellent. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, place your hands for downward facing dog. Good. Come back to all fours, your hands and your knees. And this, if you'd like, you can put a block on your sacrum just to kind of keep a little bit of level. And it's not really important that your pelvis stays perfectly level, but you can place a block there that you want, if you'd like, just to kind of keep the pelvis somewhat level. Now take the right knee out to the right without really changing the block too much. You're going to take your right knee right out to the right. Yep. And then she'll go out and then pause at the top. See if you can keep the block from dropping. So come back down again. Now this time keep the pelvis a little more level. Lift your right leg out. There you go. Good. So the right glute is engaged, and then back in one more time, and then back out. Good. Now pull the belly in and up a little bit, and then still breathe. Yeah, relax. Yeah. Good. Now take the right leg straight back behind you, but the right knee will stay bent. Yeah? Now the leg, internally rotate the leg just a little bit, so it feels like your right knee goes to the left and your right foot goes to the right. Now lift your right knee a little bit higher, but at the same time pull the low belly in and up and keep breathing. Good, bring the knee forward. Good, take the knee out to the right. Good, take it back behind you as you internally rotate the leg. Now pull the belly in and up so the spine and the pelvis aren't going to move at all, but the right knee will go a little higher. Yes, like that. Good, exhale, come all the way down. Good, pause. I know it's probably a little more work than it sounded like. And then Tatum will have you turn and face the other way. See? Good, and then the same thing. Now, with keeping the pelvis somewhat level, stick your butt in a little more. Good. Now take your left knee straight out to the left. Good, and then come back down. Good, now don't change the pelvis much. And then take the left leg out to the left. Slow, yeah. Just because we're trying to bring the glute in a little bit. And then take the leg back down again, slow. And then back out to the side. Back out to the side.
Sorry.
Good. Now it's fine. And now take your left leg straight back behind you. The knee will stay bent. Perfect. Now pull the low belly in and up. So the pelvis and the low back's not going to change any, but you're going to lift your left knee a little bit higher. There you go. There's your glute. Keep breathing. Good. Now bring the knee forward and then take it out to the left. Pelvis stays somewhat level. Perfect. And then take it back behind you. Good. Lift the leg up. Now slightly internally rotate your left leg. So your left knee goes to the right and your left foot goes to the left. There you go. Pull the belly in and up. Lift the foot a little higher. Good. Exhale and release. Good. Come all the way back down. And either lie on your belly or do a child's pose. Whichever one works best for you. And then that was a little bit of work. So relax your body. And then breathe all the way down into the back. Whether you're in child's pose or in a prone position on your belly, breathe into the back. Because that was hard work and the breath might have gotten kind of blocked or shallow for a moment. You just breathe into the back. Softening the face. Beautiful. Good. Now we're going to do that same thing one more time. So come back to all fours. Good. Now this time we're going to do the left side first. Take the left leg back behind you. And then put your right elbow down on the floor. Perfect. And now stack your left hip on top of your right hip. Yep, good. And now squeeze the right butt. See if you can squeeze the right butt so the right butt engages a little bit, like you're trying to squeeze it and make it slide underneath your left hip. So right hip kind of slides underneath your left hip. Good, and that'll open up the front of the front left hip. Beautiful. Now lift the belly and breathe still. Good. Exhale and release. Come all the way back down, and then you'll switch sides. Take your right leg up. Good. As the right leg goes up, now she'll come onto the left elbow, stacking the right hip on top. Now squeeze the left butt a little bit, like you're trying to squeeze your left butt underneath your right butt. Good. Low belly comes in and up, and you should feel kind of a lengthening through the front of the right hip to create a little bit of that space that stays shortened through your sitting day, where you sit possibly. Good. Exhale and release. Good. Come back to downward facing dog, please. And then again, walk your heels out and get really soft. Beautiful. Walk your feet forward to a squat and then stand all the way up. Good. Take a wide stance. Yep, so wide like for lateral poses. And then turn your left foot out, right foot out. And then take triangle pose to the left. Yep. Put your hand on the block, and then walk your right foot back a little further. Yeah, there you go. So maybe a little stretch in the left hamstring. If you straighten your left leg, is that too much?
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, good. And then breathe. Take a couple of deep, full breaths. Good. Bend your knees a little bit. Inhale and come all the way back up. Perfect. And then switch sides. Left foot in, right foot in, left foot out. And then triangle pose. Yeah, good, good. Breathe. Now reach from your right hip down through your right foot. Good. Reach from your pelvis out through the spine and even lift the belly in and up some, keeping the lower ribs back. There you go. Good. Take 2 more deep breaths. Good. Bend your knees a little bit. Inhale, come all the way back up. Good. Turn your feet parallel and then bow between the legs. How is your breathing? Good. Bend the knees slightly. Inhale, come all the way up. Good. Walk your feet back together, please. Good. Then the next one, you're going to take a, you can grab like a bolster or even like a couch pillow off the back of your couch, for example. And you'll just lay over you'll put your hips in front of it. So you're going to put your hips, sit right in front of the bolster, and then you'll lay back over the bolster for a little chest opener. Is that too high?
Feels really good.
Good. And again, we tend to, as we sit during the day, we tend to kind of roll the chest forward. So we're kind of opening the chest and even letting the front of the throat open a little bit. If you're really tight in the upper back, you might need to take another little blanket. Tatum doesn't need to do that, but come back down. And then you can put something underneath your head like that if you feel like the front of the throat's open too much. Now, it's good to have a little openness. Now, breathe into the front body. Good, and then breathe. Breathe into the chest and see if you can just let the shoulders just melt back towards the floor to open the front of the chest. Really relax your face. Start letting the stress and the tension just melt away. Let the tension, the stress from the day just kind of melt off your body. You can even visualize it just melting off. And as it melts off, you're left with a sense of just being more relaxed and soft. Good. And then roll to the side, and then you can remove the bolster. And then lie on your back again. Go put the bottoms of the feet on the floor, and then lift the hips up. Good. Now just take a couple of deep, smooth, even breaths just to bring the hips back to center. And then stretch, come all the way back down, and then stretch your legs out straight. And then pause for a moment, and then again, just soften and relax. Now take your right hand and put your right hand on your low belly. And then put your left hand kind of on your upper belly, but almost on your rib cage. And then see if you could just breathe down into your belly and get your belly to just move up and down with your breath a few times. Let it be easy. Just simple belly breathing like this just tends to calm the nervous system and lets the stress of your day just melt away. And as you breathe this way, maybe even start to notice the place that the breath moves a little bit more, like the upper belly or the lower belly. Maybe the breath wants to move into that place like a little bit more. So start to guide the breath to the place that feels appropriate. And then even let your breathing go. And then just relax your body. You can take your arms out to the sides. And then relax your arms and let your body, whole body, let to just start to relax and soften. Whole body relax and softens. And then you can stay here as long as you feel appropriate. Just relaxing and softening. Letting go. Namaste.